the thing is that this all links to that superstar economics theory, and this is also a key to oppression. Remember, Diddy wasn't just a famous rich guy; he was a tool. He was a tool for those that wanted to manage and control the black community. That's why he was the head of that whole vote or die campaign. It's like, okay, if we get this guy to tell people what to do, they're all going to do it because most people don't think for themselves. They just follow whatever the leader is. So superstar economics sort of creates a scenario. It is used as a tool of oppression. It's used all around the world to allow one group of figureheads or one individual to have a lot of wealth and power so they can kind of dole out crumbs to people and hope to people that are looking to get access and opportunity. And it all has to sort of go through that one person or that one small group of people. And that's pretty much it. And also, the other thing, too, that you should know is that power can amplify compliance. So, psychology studies on authority, there's one by Milgram in 1963. It shows that people follow the demands of high status figures, even if it's against their own interest. So when you meet Diddy and you see this guy of high status and he says, "Hey, I need you to jump," and you're going to say how high because you want to impress and please Diddy for whatever reason, that's really important because he has lots of power and that can really amplify your compliance, even if he has you doing something that you know is wrong, that you know that your mama would not be proud of you for doing. Also, there's the idea that wealth can create dependence, right? So there's economic coercion. And the research shows that when one person has the resources, others will compromise boundaries to maintain access. So, for example, when I was sitting on the phone with Kanye West and Kanye started acting like an asshole, I remember saying, "I don't want to talk to you anymore. I gotta go." And I remember thinking to myself, I told my wife, I said, I said I really don't care about not talking to this guy anymore, even though I know how much money he has. I saw his numbers. He showed me he showed me the numbers. He has real money, and I said it would be really great to support what we're doing in the Black Business School, but not at this expense. And I told him, I said, look, I don't have as much money as you, but I have enough money to be free of this bullshit, and I'm not going to talk to you on the phone anymore. So basically, when you are economically independent, you have the ability to decide what spaces you want to be in and who you want to deal with. When you are economically struggling, when you are desperate financially, you'll find people that will bend and fold and do whatever in order to maintain access to something or someone. It might be in a bad relationship where you'll see women that'll deal with a terrible man because they literally cannot afford to live without this man. I knew a kid when I was young whose mother was thinking about taking her. She tried to take her own life, and she did because she sacrificed her whole life for this man to get him through dental school. And then when they got in their 40s, he fell in love with a 20-something-year-old and ran off with her. And so she was stuck in this suburban life in this big house with kids in private school with no money to pay for any of it. And I remember feeling really bad for her. But it's really funny, like one weird thing about white folks. Not all white folks do this. I can't generalize, but it was my experience. Is like how you ever been around white folks that just tell you all their business? Like I remember sitting there as a 17-year-old thinking, why is this 40-year-old lady telling me all about her marriage? Like that was I did that did not happen in my I knew nothing about my parents' marriage. I knew nothing about any other women or any issues they had. I didn't know it because we didn't do that. Right? But you go to your white friend's house and they'll be like, yeah, and Bobby gave me an STD, and after that happened, I just was done with him. And I'm like, what? No, he didn't. Right? It was they just let it all out. So this lady was telling me but you know what? I appreciate it though. It was a good life lesson. I was like, okay, I don't want to end up like that, or ooh, I didn't know this happened to people, right? And so to some extent, even though it was weird, it was really helpful information.